Hi there. Today I'm not reviewing a LEGO Monkey Kid set, but I'm actually reviewing the LEGO Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse collectible minifigure series. This CMF series comes with 12 collectible minifigures, each retailing for $4.99 USD. Now, in order for me to be able to analyze it, let's get on to the review. As I said before, this is the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse collectible minifigure series. As much as I am a fan of LEGO Monkey Kid, I'm also a huge fan of the Spider-Verse series. I've watched Across the Spider-Verse 12 times, so I'm genuinely so happy that we are finally getting a CMF for it, even if it is 2 years late. There are 12 minifigures: Web Slinger, Sun Spider, Cyborg Spider-Woman, Spider-Man India, a new Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Gwen, Miles Morales the alternate dimension version, so he is the Prowler, Spider-Punk, Miles Morales in his spider outfit, Spider-Bite, Peter B. Parker with him carrying Mayday, and finally, Werewolf Spider-Man. That's a lot. I'm going to start off going from what I believe is the worst to the best. And so, let's start off with Sun Spider. Now, don't get me wrong. This by no means is a bad minifigure. Most certainly not. If this was in a normal set, I would have called this one of the best Spider-Man minifigures in a while. But it's the worst because all of the other ones are just so much better that they really don't compare to this one. This is one of those characters that basically, if you blink, you've probably missed it in the movie. So I don't really understand why they included it, and I would have preferred if they supposedly may have included something like a Spot CMF. But I understand that this is supposed to be a Spider-Man minifigure series, and they wanted to include Spider-Man and its many variants. Nevertheless, I still really like this minifigure. It comes with a new hat, which has actually been specifically molded so that when you put it on, it's supposed to be backwards. I really like the inclusion of a nice detail such as that, and it doesn't have an extremely specialized print on it. It only has a spider logo put on, so you can also use it on other minifigures too. Granted, you can't make it face forward because of the angling, but I feel like that's a worthy sacrifice. I know it'll definitely be used a lot, even though I feel like it has a pretty niche market for it. Moving on, let's look at the face. The face is pretty plain. It has no printing at all other than the front of it, which shows an X in his eyes. That's pretty much it. But to be fair, it didn't need much printing at all, since a large majority of his head is covered up by the hat, so I'm willing to let that slide. Let's look at his torso now. His torso is pretty well designed. I really like how he's just wearing what feels like a normal jacket on top of his spider suit, so that theoretically, if he didn't have a suit, this could have just been a plain torso, which is both good and bad at the exact same time. You can see his spider logo peeking at just a teensy bit, just so you don't forget that this is supposed to be a Spider-Man. One thing I especially love about collectible minifigures is that they get enough budget attributed to them so that they can get arm printing on it too. The arm printing is pretty decent. I like how he gets his sleeve in the shape of a spiderweb, sticking with the Spider-Man theme, which I really like. Moving on, he also gets a new piece too, for his crutches. There isn't much to say about it other than that it is crutches, but I have a feeling people are going to be able to use it as a gun as well, so that pleases another group of people as well. Finally, he has leg printing, showing that he has knee pads as well, which I think is a cute feature. Overall, I actually really like this minifigure quite a bit, and I feel like there is something for everyone in this figure. But let's look at the next one, which is the Cyborg Spider-Woman. This minifigure is super unique. It comes with a nice head. This time, it actually comes with printing around its heads too, showing the webs. I really like how everything about this Spider-Woman feels replaced and robotic. Even on her face, she has new eyes and has to wear a mask. Moving on, let's look at the shoulder armor. It combined a mask for her to be able to breathe, again because she's basically half robot, and her shoulder armor. I like the printing in silver, and it's quite a nice mold. The torso, again, you can see how she has chains holding herself together, which is really nice. I like how it's the classic Spider-Man suit worn on the bottom with the chains all on top. It feels really high quality. But that's not all, since it also comes with arm printing too. One neat thing about the CMF is that most of these figs have arm printing. You can see the printing right here, and for the millionth time, it's really sticking to the theme. It looks pretty good. But that's not even all. The other side doesn't have arm printing, nor is it really an arm. You can see that it's a prosthetic arm, which is so cool. But now let's look at the legs. The leg is dual molded and printing on the sides as well. The amount of budget put into this minifigure is insane. The printing all looks great and feels so cool. Overall, this minifigure is insanely good, and there's just so much budget attributed to this minifigure. Now let's look at the next minifigure, which is Werewolf Spider-Man. But before I do that, I have to ask you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. My goal is to get 500 subscribers by the end of the year, and I would highly appreciate it if you do subscribe. Every subscriber does matter to me, and let's go back into the video. It comes with a werewolf head, which had originated in a video set back in 2021, but it's also been used in some other sets too. The most recent being the Lego Haunted House, which we'll get a review pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. He has a small bit of a Spider-Man mask remaining on, so he can keep his identity hidden, Wouldn't want the other werewolves to figure out who he is, of course. His torso looks so good. Again, like the Spider-Woman, it's using just the normal Spider-Man torso, but then change up the printing, so it can show that he's ripping out of it. Most of his front is in tatters, which is just so cool. Luckily, he also has arm printing too, and it's dual molded, which is insane. He's ripped up part of his sleeve, and now he has half of his werewolf hands out. But that's not all, since the other hands have unique printing too, and that is that his entire hand's out. It's such an unnecessary feature, but I love that they added it. He comes with a new tail piece too, but his leggings are not only single molded, nor are they dual molded, but they are triple molded, which is insane. It's due to the fact that one of his feet is red to show a spider outfit, and the other is to show that he's a werewolf. But on top of all the printing, he has printing on the sides of the legs too, which is so good. I really like this minifigure. Granted, he wasn't in the movie a lot, but I feel like he's represented perfectly. One thing I really like about this minifigure series and about the Spider-Verse as a whole is that they really managed to combine the whole idea of a Spider-Man, but in this universe being a cyborg, or in this universe being a werewolf. And it could have been a little bit too much werewolf and not enough Spider-Man, or too much Spider-Man and not enough werewolf. But they really nailed it perfectly. From a glance, I can tell this is a Spider-Man werewolf. Let's go on to the next figure, who has some really nice pieces used, and that minifigure is Spider-Bite. She's probably the most specialized minifigure I've seen in a very long while. Usually I start from the top to bottom, but since the legs are so specialized, I'm going to start with that. And that is that they are transparent, opaque, satin with printing on the sides of the legs. That's right, this may be the greatest piece of legs we have ever gotten in a CMF, which is saying a lot since there are some great leggings on other minifigures. The printing on it looks great, but let's go on into the torso. The torso is probably the best part that is the most inaccurate while looking at the source material, since it's not transparent, but I completely understand why they didn't want to go down the route of making fully transparent opaque satin printing, but they at least did make the arms transparent opaque satin with arm printing. Moving on, she does come with an accessory showing her do some tech business since she is the techie Spider-Man. She comes with a new mold for her hair and her helmet, which looks really nice. But it also came with another hairpiece that is just without her helmet. Overall, this minifigure is great since all the transparent opaque satin elements put into it. But let's look at the next minifigure, which is Webslinger. Webslinger is one of those minifigures that unfortunately does not balance the Spider-Man aspect and the cowboy aspect perfectly. It very well could have just been a cowboy from the Wild West if you literally just changed the Spider-Man mask for a random head. However, let's stop bullying this minifigure and look at it in depth. Starting off from the top this time, it comes with a fedora in dark brown, which is new, but it has been put into many other sets in different colors before. They also created a new Spider-Man mask for it, surprisingly, since the changes to it is very small and infinitesimal. I don't really understand why would they have made the executive decision to make a new print for it when the old Spider-Man mask would have accomplished the same goal with basically zero differences in the overall aesthetic. But it also comes with a shoulder pauldron, this time fitting with the Spider-Man and cowboy theme, because it actually has the famous web pattern on it, and a mini spider is included as well. Looking at the torso, this could have very easily been a torso and leggings for other minifigures too, if this wasn't a collectible minifigure series, since there is basically no resemblance of a Spider-Man in there at all. It could have been for other minifigures, like Woody from Toy Story, for example. The torso doesn't look bad per se, it accomplishes everything it originally set out to do. The leggings are dual molded, which is also pretty nice. And again, it isn't anything super impressive or groundbreaking. Notice how I failed to mention the arm printing or the side of the leg printing. And there is one very simple reason for that. And that there is none, which is ridiculous. Other minifigures would get triple molded with 2 unique arms or in transparent satin opaque, and this minifigure couldn't even get side of leg printing or arm printing. It comes with a lasso in medium nougat, which is new, but it has been used in other colors too. It's not that insane as a result. Lastly, this minifigure also has a horse, and I really like how it also has the Spider-Man mask on, which is so funny since, it has to protect its identity too, of course. Couldn't have any villains recognize the horse too. Overall, this minifigure is not terrible by no means, but it's due to the fact that all the other minifigures are just leagues better than this one, and unfortunately are just in another ballpark. Moving on, let's look at Spider-Man India. This is probably the perfect design I would have in mind for this minifigure. They really nailed all of the details of such a complex minifigure, and they have the perfect blend of detail and simplicity. It has arm printing on the sides of legs, and a pair of dual molded legs as well, which makes it great. One nice thing about this minifigure, and the majority of the next minifigures coming up, is that they all come with another head to put on. So you can display them as either unmasked or masked. But it also means that in this scenario, it comes with a new head print as well. I really like the head print, and that it'll come with another expression as well, which is the pinnacle of putting CMF budget to use, since it was so unnecessary, but so happily welcomed. But let's look at the hair. Honestly, I feel like they nailed this hair down perfectly. I couldn't imagine Pav, that's what I'm going to call him, since I know I'm going to butcher that actual pronunciation, with any other hair. This hair is so well designed, and I'm happy that they didn't go with, say, another piece instead, since this would have been so much better. The head looks really nice, and I really like how they decided to give him a super unique headpiece that is in no way, shape, or form similar to the other heads we have seen. The torso looks even better though. One thing I like so much about this minifigure is that they balance the Spider-Man aspect of it and the India aspect of it even better than all the rest. Most of the other ones, they were also well balanced, but this one is even better balanced. On the other ones, you could immediately tell it's a werewolf Spider-Man, and they just used a plain Spider-Man outfit and slightly changed it up. But on this one, you can really tell that they went through quite a bit of creative liberties when designing it. He also has arm printing, which I feel like was super useful in his minifigures, since there was a fair amount of gold in the outfit in the movie. And with the arm printing, they added quite a bit more in there as well, and managed to change up the color scheme as well. He comes with a teacup accessory, since it's a reference to his intro when he started talking about chai tea. Wait, did you just say chai tea? Chai means tea, you're saying TT. Which that is a funny scene that I'm really happy that they quietly reference. His leggings are pretty good. He comes with some printing on the sides of the legs and is dual molded. And it also changes up the color scheme as well. Whereas the torso had a primarily red and blue color scheme. The legs have a primarily blue, gold, and red color scheme. Finally, it also comes with a cat too. Why it does, I genuinely am unable to tell you, since I don't remember it at all. But it also comes with masks to protect its identity too. I don't understand why they added it in, but am I complaining by any means? No, most definitely not. Overall, this is one of my favorite minifigures, but let's go on to the next minifigure, which is Miles Morales. More specifically, the Prowler. I'm not that much of a fan of this minifigure. It's not terrible, but it's nothing compared to the werewolf one, or Spider-Bite, or even Spider-Man India. It comes with 2 new hair molds, one to show off his Prowler mask on, and the other to show him taking it off without his mask and just his hair. His mask looks really good, and it's pretty accurate. Taking it off, he has a different head print than the Miles Morales Spider-Man minifigure, which I will get to eventually, and you can see that he's quite a jawline if I say so myself. He also has a cape cloth piece as well. It works perfectly for this, and the small bit of screen time the Prowler has gone so far, we can see the cape a small bit, and it's really accurate. The torso is pretty decent. It comes with kinda inaccurate printing though. Maybe it's due to the lack of lighting, but the costume in the movie was considerably darker than this one as a direct result. He also comes with dual molded hands and arm printing, which is pretty nice. But I don't feel like it's super necessary. His legs are unfortunately not dual molded, which is a shame. But I think it's better that it's not. then it would feel a little bit overcomplicated as a direct result. It also comes with a disc as well, which is cool. Overall, this minifigure isn't the best, but by no means is it certainly the worst. But let's move on into the next Spider-Man. And that Spider-Man is, well, Spider-Man. And that Spider-Man is Peter B. Parker, aka Washed Up Spider-Man. He's in his robes, which is super accurate to the majority of the films, and I'm happy we did get it like this, since his normal outfit is just a normal Spider-Man suit we've gotten in many other sets. His hair has been in several other sets as well, so I'll just straight up skip that. And he comes with a new head, which I feel like they could have used the same head used on Sergei Kravinoff, aka Kraven Hunter, but I am really happy they decided to go and do it otherwise. Also, I'm pretty sure that mold was also destroyed since it came out in 2016. He also comes with a neck accessory to put Mayday Parker on his chest. Removing the accessory, you can see a spider suit under it, and I'm very happy that they decided to add the robes, since it's literally just a normal spider suit under it. He doesn't come with any arm printing, sadly. His legs are also pretty mediocre, but he does come with dual molded legs, which is nice. But let's look at Mayday Parker, and I must say I'm really glad that they included her into this minifigure series. Overall, this is one of the most quintessential minifigures included in this minifig pack. But let's go on into the next minifigure, which is Gwen Stacy. Of all the minifigures included in this series, she is the one that is the most unchanged from her appearance in the other Across the Spider-Verse set. She comes with the exact same headpiece and torso, except it comes with arm printing now. Her head is very, very slightly changed, since now it has a Spider-Verse effect dots right next to her eyes, which is a cool detail. Her torso is unchanged, but she does come with arm printing, albeit very simple arm printing at that, and she does come with dual molded legs, with printing on the sides too, which is great. However, she does come with an unmasked version that comes with a new face, which works great on her, and a really nice piece of hair. I really like how they made it pink at the bottom, since that's how it was in the movie, and you can see that piece of hair Miles removed in the first Spider-Man movie. She also goes with a nice little 2x2 printed tile showing a photo of Gwen and Miles together, being friends. Overall, this minifigure, with what they had to work with and the fact that a version of her already came out previously that was really good, I'm fine with what they did. And let's start looking at the final 3 minifigures, starting with Miles Morales. Why am I reviewing him before the other 2, you may ask? That's because the other 2 are just so much better than this one. Now, like the Gwen Stacy, there was a version of Miles Morales included in the other Spider-Verse set, but they actually decided to be all like, nah, I'm going to do my own thing and make it pretty unique. They decided to make it have lightning, which is super cool and genuinely unique, and not just a higher budget version of the older one, which is nice. His head looks pretty similar to the older one, except that it's lightning coming out of it, which is cool. I really like how they kept the quote-unquote Spider-Verse dots on his face, so it's not just a mediocre Spider-Man mask, which is something really good. Moving on, his torso looks really nice, but they didn't change up the old torso an extreme amount. It's using the old one as a base with some lightning details on top of it, which is perfect for what they were trying to do in this case. One thing this one actually comes with is nice arm printing, which shows electricity coming out of his arms. After all, it's all in the hands, if anyone gets that reference. He actually comes with leg printing, albeit very simple printing, but it doesn't come with any lightning on it, so if you truly desired, you can go and swap out the legs of the other Spider-Man in set and upgrade it up. He also comes with a head. He uses the same hair that we got in the other Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse set, which is fine. I think they did pretty well with the design on it, but it also comes with another face print as well, which is pretty nice. Overall, this minifigure is pretty good. It kind of had to be included in, because it was his movie, and would be terrible if they didn't include him. But let's go on to the next minifigure. And this minifigure is one of the most happiest to get into CMF. Spider-Man 29 has come in only one set a very long while back, and now has gone up considerably. And it's so good that we finally get a modern version that is much, much, much more affordable than the egregious prices you have to pay nowadays. It comes with a new head, which is probably the perfect head for this minifigure. His face had a very distinct shaping that I feel like they captured perfectly, which was most definitely a challenge to do, I'm assuming. He comes with a plastic cape that personally I don't really like it. His cape was so much brighter and so much more colorful, whereas this one is so much more bleak and darker, just transparent. However, his torso looks insane, Comparing it to the old one, it's leagues better. The amount of detail put into it, while it's not accurate, it's very cool. And he comes with arm printing too, like every other minifigure we've seen at this point. His legs are kind of boring, no side printing or dual moldedness. It's kind of plain, but it's decent enough. He comes with a mini statue of Lila, as if he took out his watch and is calling for backup. Lastly, he comes with an unmasked head print as well, which is nice. And we're on the final minifigure, which is Spider-Punk, who is probably the best minifigure in this entire lineup. Oh my god, this minifigure looks so good. First of all, this time I'm going to start with his unmasked head, since I want to leave the best for last. He comes with a new hair, which is very, very nice. I think it's quite emblematic of how his hair was in the movie. Very, very thick and messy. It feels very fitting for the type of character he is. His head is also very accurate. He's got his eyebrow piercing and his lip piercing, really making him look like a kind of punk rock person. But let's go look at the main attraction. And let's start off by talking about his mohawk. It's a new piece that I feel like most definitely will be used for many other punk rock kind of minifigures as well. It's fully rubberized and feels very high quality. His head is extremely nice to get too. I really like how they made his eyes, and I have to give a serious amount of respect to the designers of the Spider-Punk character in general, since I really like the design for the eyes. And I really like how it feels like the ink is bleeding out, giving mad punk rock vibes. And the LEGO designers captured that perfectly. One thing I will point out is that the lines for the webs are all wonky, really representing the universe he came from, chaotic and unorderly. Moving on, his torso is even better. He's wearing this really nice jacket, but you can see under it that he had a blue and red shirt, just fully in tatters, which is super cool. The jacket is super well detailed, and on the back, you can see his spider logo, and a reference, I'm assuming, to I don't know what. If you know, please tell me in the comments. Thanks. It also comes with arm printing, just like all the other minifigures at this point too, but its arm printing is quite premium. Lastly, he comes with dual molding legs too, with printed on the sides as well. It's really good looking, but considering how you've probably heard me say that way too many times, let's just look at the accessory, which is a custom spider-themed guitar. Overall, this is my favorite minifigure in this entire series. But let's look at the overall lineup. Now, I won't be talking about this pricing, since all the other collectible minifigure series currently available at retail is also the same price. However, I will be comparing to the other ones, and seeing how much it adds to them. Compared to the other CMS, this is arguably better than all of them. You cannot convince me otherwise. All of these minifigures got an insane amount of love, sweat, and tears put into this minifigures, and you can really see it. I have to rate this a solid 9.5 out of 10. My highest rated item so far, which is insane. And now, we have finished out with the review of the insane 71050 LEGO Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse collectible minifigure series. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and once again, if you have made it this far, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. It genuinely means a lot to me, and subscribing shows that people watch my videos and hopefully take something away from it and enjoy it. That is all for this video. Goodbye.